Did you know that anybody can create a geofilter and submit it to Snapchat? It's true, and they're great for events because not only do your guests enjoy them, but also everything that they post using your Snapchat geofilter extends the reach of your event or your brand. By the end of this video, you're going to know not only how to make a Snapchat geofilter, but also how much they cost and why, and what to make sure to do to make sure that your geofilter is accepted by Snapchat and not rejected hours before your event is supposed to start. For anyone that doesn't know, a geofilter is a filter in the Snapchat app that you can apply to a photo or video, and it's tied to a specific location. That's why we call it a geofilter. So to get started, you go to geofilters.snapchat.com, and there you'll see the option to design your own geofilter or upload one that you've designed somewhere else. Today I'm going to go through the steps to design one on the Snapchat website because I think that's easiest for most people. But if you're a designer and you want to do it on your own in Photoshop or Illustrator or Canva, just make sure that it is 1080 pixels by 1920 pixels and make sure it has a transparent background and you'll be all set. Here's the button to upload your own if you want to take that route, or down below you can design online. So we'll start here on the left. Lots of different themes that you can choose from for different types of events. Let's treat this as though it's a summer picnic. So I see some summery things down here. Maybe it's a summer beach type picnic. I'm going to click this design. You'll see it show up here, the way it'll look on a screen. You can go through first of all and adjust the colors. So if I click on color, this actually adjusts quite a few of the colors. So as you'll see as I'll click through, many different elements get switched. Maybe there's colors here that match your brand or your event's brand, and you can use them that way. I liked what they had here as the default, so let's go ahead and go with that. You can also add text if you want. So maybe I want to say, hey, this is a 2018 event. Over here you can choose different fonts. You can say whether you want it aligned to the left, the right, or the center. You can change the color, shadow, lots of different options there. I'm going to go ahead and go with 2018 like that. If that's too big, I can shrink it. I can rotate it either direction. Lots of different options for your design here. And by the way, this doesn't only apply to things that you've created. You can also do it to elements that they have. Like, I want this Make a Splash to be a little bit bigger. Now that you've got everything all set here, the way you want it, you can click Preview, and it'll actually show it to you with a picture, so you can kind of see how it might get used. Once it looks the way you want it, you want to hit Next. This will take you to the screen where you're going to actually choose your dates. The minimum is 1 hour for a geofilter to be live on Snapchat. The maximum is 180 days, and if that's not long enough, you can actually apply for an annual Snapchat geofilter, and you kind of get a discount if you do that. It can be pricey though, depending on the location. But these event geofilters are relatively affordable. We'll get into cost here in just a second. So I've got September 19th from 1 p.m. through September 20th at 1 p.m. Yeah, that sounds good to me. You've got your dates all set. Click Next. Now you're going to choose your location. So let's say I'm going to do it at the National Event Pros headquarters. You can type this in. You can type in any address. It'll give me a starting point. So there's our big warehouse. Now I can move this around. The minimum square footage, if you look up here on the upper left, is 20,000 square feet. So it's got to be at least that. It can also be as big as you want it. So I can stretch this out by touching on those dots across the whole building. I also might decide that, oh, well, there's going to be people hanging out in the parking lot. So I want to go ahead and drag it down there as well, make sure that the parking lot is covered. Or if you needed to save money, because sometimes the bigger it is, the more expensive it is, and you realize, oh, well, the whole event's actually going to be in this part of the building, you could also drag it down like so. As you drag it, you'll see the price change up here. So this was a 24-hour geofilter, and it's $10.11 for almost 40,000 square feet. That's how affordable these things can be. I do want to show you what happens though if you choose a more highly populated area. If I go up the freeway in Seattle to where the Seattle Seahawks and Sounders play at CenturyLink Field, there's my geofence, $6,000 for that one day. Because this would really be a way to advertise to everybody using Snapchat, at a Seattle Seahawks or a Sounders game or a concert that they have there. So that is important to remember when you're choosing where it's going to be. If your event is in a high traffic area, it's going to cost more. If it's in a low traffic part of town, they're actually relatively affordable. So let's go ahead and pretend we're going to spend $6,000 to cover this stadium and hit next. Now at this point, if you haven't already logged in, you're going to have to log in. You'll see everything here. You can name your geofilter. Let's call this Summer Stadium Party. And you have to choose the filter type. Is it going to be personal or business? So for personal geofilters, you can't have any logos, brands, anything like that. They have to be completely non-commercial. For a business one, you can actually include a business name and your logo as part of it. And then there are rules that of course apply to all geofilters. For example, you have to own the rights to anything that you're using in your geofilter. So you can't use a logo for a company you're not representing. No photos of people, although you can use Snapchat's Bitmojis, those little drawn characters. No phone numbers, email addresses, website URLs, snap codes, download instructions, social media usernames, hashtags, or personal information. There's some more fine print if you want to read through it on the Snapchat website, but those are the basics for making sure that your geofilter that you submit actually gets accepted. In my experience, Snapchat tends to accept or reject geofilters within about an hour, but I would give it at least a business day, and if you have the time, then plan way ahead, because if they come back and say something's wrong with it, you may have to scrap the whole design and start fresh. So get creative. Start using these at your events. You might even consider using them at an event that's not yours. If your event is coming up and you're trying to draw people to it, and there's a similar event going on, you might put a Snapchat geofilter there to let people know about your upcoming event. And you can design these on a smartphone as well, just inside the Snapchat app, as you can see here. And if you need help with anything for your event, social media-wise or otherwise, we do design custom geofilters for people as well. Just reach out to us at nationaleventpros.com. Thank you so much for watching.